We all agree on the importance of strong transportation system for the state of Kansas. We know investment in our infrastructure pays short and long-term dividends by growing our economy, increasing safety. In a bipartisan effort, the 2010 legislature passed the T-Works program. The $8 billion program includes $4.2 billion for the highway preservation funding that was recommended and ensures that every mile of Kansas highway will see some preservation work. Today, we've gathered here to announce KDOT is going to be moving up, accelerating $50 million worth of preservation projects, and we're doing this for two reasons. Number one, to take advantage of current low construction cost, and number two, to create jobs now instead of a year from now. This acceleration will translate into approximately 1,400 jobs created or sustained, of which approximately 475 will be construction jobs. These accelerated projects, and there are 32 of them, will be located throughout the state. 24 will be road projects, and 8 will be bridge projects. Each of KDOT's 6 districts will have projects in them. And finally, I want to acknowledge that this acceleration of $50 million of the T-Works projects was suggested just last month by the Democratic leadership during a news conference focusing on jobs. The people of Kansas expect us to work together to move the state's economy forward. And I think today's announcement is a great example of how we can work together to create jobs. I thought when I saw that, that's a good announcement, or that was a good suggestion. We looked at it, tried to see if there's ways we could do it. The KDOT department said there was, and so we're here today. Acting Secretary Barb Rankin is here, and I'd like to call her up next. Barb?
One thing we wanted to emphasize was one of the first things the governor did ask me when he named me acting secretary was, could we look at doing some more preservation projects? And when I went over to KDOT, true to their nature, the staff was already looking at that and was way ahead of me, and they were able to accelerate that process. We had already selected our preservation projects for 2012, and so we went ahead and selected another $50 million worth of projects that would have been scheduled in 2013 to go ahead and move up this year. These additional projects will be awarded this spring and summer. We're able to do this because of savings that we've captured on other projects in the past couple of years because of the construction rates being fairly low at this time and the inflation rates being low. And right here is just an example of where the projects will be located. We did bring in our district engineers and look statewide in order to spread those dollars out among our different districts. We looked at the need in the districts and got some recommendations on where those dollars should be spent. We do want to emphasize that there are no additional dollars being spent on these projects. This is part of the $4.2 billion that were allocated for preservation projects under T-Works. They would have been scheduled just at a later time. We're taking advantage of the low cost, as the governor said, and also trying to see if we can create some jobs and get extra dollars in paychecks during this year. Added up, each of our districts has millions of dollars in projects. All of them address very real needs in the system. As the governor indicated, the T-Works project was a bipartisan effort on behalf of the 2010 Kansas legislature. And I would especially like to point out the leadership that we received from Senator Umbarger, who is chairman of the Transportation Committee, and the ranking minority member, Senator Coltala. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the extraordinary leadership of former Secretary Deb Miller. She did an outstanding job in leading us through this effort. And I'm just pleased to be here today, and I do commend the governor for taking this action to accelerate the $50 million. Thank you very much.
Governor, I want to thank you for your leadership on this effort and your strong support of the T-Works program. And I want to thank Secretary Rankin for the tremendous job that she has done in making this possible. We are very fortunate to have an excellent Department of Transportation, and we look forward to your continued leadership. The T-Works projects, we had 3 different economic studies that showed that they will create 175,000 jobs over a 10-year period of time. And we really have a unique opportunity right now to realize that job growth earlier than expected. And it's a win-win situation for the state when we can do that, and we can also repair a lot of roads that are badly in need of repair and fix our infrastructure. So I'm very excited about this. I appreciate the opportunity for us to do this in a bipartisan manner. And I also want to acknowledge my House colleagues, Chairman Hazlett, Representative Prescott, Representative Henderson, Representative Weta, who are all very strong supporters of the T-Works project. So thank you.
This goes way back from starting in a T2000 plan that we worked up starting in '99, and that proved to the people in the state of Kansas that if you want economy, if you want good roads, then you have to buckle down and do what's right. This plan is a good plan. It'll go a long ways. These kind of projects that are accelerated in times like this are really, really great. And I appreciate the leadership and everybody that did support the plan. Thank you.
Well, I too want to express my appreciation to the governor and the secretary, and then of course to the minority leadership that really brought this proposal before us. This is a common sense thinking. Sometimes you visit with our constituents, they think maybe we've lost common sense here in Topeka. But expediting this process, getting these jobs available, starting this infrastructure, dealing with those infrastructure needs makes common sense. It's a win-win proposition, and once again, I want to express my appreciation to those who've led this effort. Thank you.
This is good, and we're going to move on this as soon as we possibly can. These things all are working out very well, and I appreciate the suggestion that the Democrat leadership had put forward. We're putting it into place.